Well, hello, seniors. I've put on the suit that I normally wear on graduation day to take this walk up Chapman Parkway. Normally, I'm leading a train of people, and my mind is full, feeling the weight of all that's about to transpire. I'm rehearsing the names of each senior in my mind so that I say them just right when they cross the graduation stage. I'm praying that the air conditioning in Swanson doesn't give out. I'm praying that the graduation speaker is a hit and speaks in a way that is both inspiring and brief. I'm praying that everyone does their part. And on this particular day, I would have some anxiety in the back of my mind as my Rebecca would be crossing the stage. Would I break down and lose my composure and not be able to regain it in front of all these people? Yes, these are the things that would have been on my mind this day. But today, the silence invites some deeper musings. I began to think about my first day on Chapman Parkway, back in June of 2013. How could I have known all that would transpire in these 7 years? I have had some of my highest joys and deepest pain here on this campus. This place has changed me way more than I have changed it. Stony Brook has a way of doing that to you. Well, what about you? Whether it was 9 months or 6 years ago, you had your first day on Chapman Parkway. What were you anticipating? What were you expecting? Well, to be sure, you were expecting an education and a pathway to college. You were expecting to find friends and carve a niche for yourself. Maybe to discover talents outside of the classroom. And some of you came to learn the English language better and better understand Western culture. And in these ways, I trust we did not disappoint. But I bet you didn't know just how much you would change, and that this place would require of you way more than you thought you could give. The Stony Brook School, by design, has reached deep and asked you questions that are important for you to answer. Who are you? What is the good life? What is good character? Why are we here? We've also challenged you to rethink your paradigms about the student-teacher relationship. And you leave this place with relationships that you never thought were possible. Teachers made you laugh, made you cry, as they entertained you and challenged you and poured out their lives for you. Time will reveal the beauty and depth of these relationships, and they don't have to end just because you are graduating. And since we're being real, some of you got in trouble while you were here, and you found out that there are such things as second chances. And perhaps that is the most important lesson that you could have learned. You learned that people can root for you and believe in you even when you make a mistake, that there is grace and forgiveness for a lack of perfection. May you never forget these things. And speaking of a lack of perfection, we're approaching Swanson, and I should be leading you through these doors right now so that you could experience the joy that your friends and family, faculty and staff have for you, for all of your accomplishments. But I won't be. Through no fault of your own, this experience has been denied to you for the time being. Why? Why you? Why not the class of 2019 or 2010 or 2021? I don't know. I wish I had an answer that would make it all better, but I don't. But I can tell you this, one of the great secrets of the universe is that if you do not allow suffering to make you bitter, it will make you a deeper and wiser and more beautiful and more useful person to this world than just about anything else could. It is the graduation gift no one wants in the moment, but it may just be the gift that's the most important that you receive. And time will likely be required for you to see that. At the Stony Brook School, we have taught you about the world that is seen. But we've also shared with you the world that is unseen. What if, through this experience of hardship and loss, you are being prepared to be powerful agents of comfort for those who will experience loss in the future? What if you are being prepared to understand that life is uncertain and has no guarantees, so that you learn to drink the most out of every experience? What if you learn to celebrate the accomplishments of others because you know how hard it is not to be celebrated? What if you learn to wrestle well with the hardships and disappointments that are so often a part of this life? What if you learn that the things that are most important in life, family, friends, community, health, are the things that we most often take for granted? Well, I'm coming to the end of my walk as I begin to approach the bell. And a couple of things are abundantly clear. The first is, there's nowhere else I'd rather be than with you here at this moment. I too must wrestle with a great sense of loss. I miss you all. I miss you, Adatona, Emmanuel, Jake, Diana, Eze, Craig, Marta, Nick, Tony, Ian, Katie, Philip, Anya, Jack, Jerry, Aileen, Riley, Jack, Rebecca, Tony, Gilda, Rebecca, Hannah, Margaret, Harrison, Andrea, Rex, Matt, Bobby, Nathan, James, Ruitza, Tom, Brandon, Ning, Caitlin. I miss you, Bill, Nadia, Jia Cheng, Oscar, Leo, Jan, Jordan, Miles, Kris, Leslie, Deanna, Martin, Lisa, Randy, James, Rochelle, Arden, Nancy, Hunter, Grace, Wolf, Kelly, Wura, Caitlin, Boomier, Lulu, Sam, Josh, Emma, Antonio. I miss you, Liz, Anaelle, Finn, Tommy, Stephen, Peter David, Owen, Emmy, Caleb, Sadna, Hannah, Lydia, Stephen, Judy, Mackenzie, William, Grace, Wonder, Joe, Bob, Rosemary, Wenson, Avalon, Mint, Kevin, Kris, Kelly, Agnes, John, and Candy. But the second thing that's abundantly clear to me is the reason why there's no place I'd rather be than with you here right now. And that's not because I love the graduation ceremony or the meal that comes after it, or the sense of another academic year completed or the start of summer break. No, the reason why there's no place I'd rather be than with you here right now is because I love you. No matter who you are, no matter where you're from, no matter what you've done or not done, from the minute you came onto Chapman Parkway until the end of time, my heart and the heart of this institution will be towards you in love. And that is what I pray is the true imprint of the Stony Brook education on you. And that is why that this experience has been more than you could ever have imagined, because love is the only thing that reaches deep inside and really changes you. During your time here, love has said to you, I see you, I know you, you are important to me. You have been loved here. Now go and do likewise. Until you have the opportunity to do it for yourselves on this campus, I will ring the bell for you now to celebrate all that you are and all that you have accomplished here at Stony Brook. Congratulations, class of 2020. You will go down in Stony Brook annals as one of the most special classes we have ever had in our 100-year history. God bless you. You will not be forgotten. Welcome to our online graduation celebration. This year, for the second year in a row, we have had a statistical tie for our Valedictorian Award. We will have two valedictorians this year, Anaelle Rock and Ziming Tom Gal. They will present their speeches to you. Following our valedictorians, you will hear special messages from our faculty and from student leaders. Please enjoy.
Greetings, Board of Trustees, Mr. Crane, faculty, treasured family, friends, and the graduating class of 2020. I'm honored to be speaking to you today as the co-valedictorian of the class of 2020. The Stony Brook School will always hold a special place in my heart for many reasons. First and foremost, I will miss the most influential teacher to me at this school, Mr. Winston. Since my first year here, my borderline obsession with engineering and programming caught his attention, and to this day we have spent hundreds, if not thousands, of hours together. We shared and discussed our eureka moments. We went off on crazy tangents and made grand plans everywhere, in advisory sessions, in canis, before, during, and after dinner, in classes that he created just for us, in surprise phone calls at 7:30 in the morning, and mostly in the STEM lab. Even on weekends, when the lab was supposedly closed, Mr. Winston would always say, "Side door open," and we would work on robotics until who knows when. There are no words to express my full gratitude, but it has been my utmost privilege to work with Mr. Winston in my time at SBS. I will miss the days I have had with the number 10 First Tech Challenge robotics team worldwide. Team 10738, the Stony Brook Bears. This is where I found my calling, to use my skills for something meaningful. Well, sure, we've had our share of friction, disagreements, heated arguments, people walking out in frustration, and I used to always put on my headphones because of how distracting their shouting and joking were. But as we spent year after year together, I learned to love these things that made them teammates, my teammates, and came to cherish these distractions every time I came into the lab. As time went on, we always surprised each other with exceptional designs and solutions, and when a day turned sour, there was always someone to lift the mood with laughter. And when we smashed a record and won our ticket to the next competition, the thrills and cheers and wild group hugging was something truly irreplaceable. I'm unbelievably proud of this team of world champions, of family, of people who will always be dear to my heart. I will miss the fascination that each and every class brought me. In Mr. Hickey's and Mr. Beirne's AP history lessons, I've found an entirely different mindset fascinated in the forces driving past, present, and future nations. In Mrs. Stone's and Mr. Johnson's AP English classes, I was and still am encouraged to exercise my literary mind that brings you this speech today. In Mr. Jeffrey's photography classes, I found an entire section of my mind devoted to artistic beauty and photojournalism that I never thought I even had. In Dr. Tejan's and Dr. Stone's faith and culture class, I, a previously declared atheist, found fascination in all the religions of the world. It is these subjects that I never knew I wanted to learn about that made me into a whole person, not just a programmer. I will miss the 4 years of life I've spent here. It feels like it was just days ago to stay in Mr. Johnson's basement during ISP, the initial awkwardness with others that quickly turned into laughter during our trips down to 7-Eleven. The nights of class challenges that were full of screams as our class lit up the sky with green, then white, then red, then finally blue. I will miss Googling how to tie a tie every Sunday night, sharing interesting YouTube videos with dormmates, speed walking between Gabeline and Memorial, and waking up to a snow day and falling asleep immediately again. These moments have made my time here a time to be cherished, a time like no other. I will miss the dedicated faculty at this school whose care for us has made us feel like family. This is a fact that was made even more evident during the recent crisis. I will always remember Mr. Bacher and Dr. Ratcliffe checking in with the last few of us in Johnston every day. I will miss the occasional surprises during meals, be it Chick-fil-A with Mrs. D's regards written on them, or faculty children's simple words of encouragement in large print. I will miss running, chatting, and sunbathing on the field with the last few seniors on campus. But most importantly, I will miss the school's orderly yet graceful decisions amid this crisis. We students that remain on campus are infinitely grateful for for the school's decisions in allowing us to stay. This is a school that devotes itself fully to students in need, and I'm thankful for its support during this challenging time. To my fellow underclassmen, make your time here memorable. Find your passion and invest your entire heart into it. Make lifelong friends with the amazing faculty here and let them be absorbed in your dreams as much as you are. Develop the subjects that make you a whole person, even if you don't love them at first. Form great relationships with the talented and wonderful people around you. And I promise, when you leave the Stony Brook School, your experience will be something to smile about in the future. Finally, to the talented class of 2020. Congratulations, we're here. And what's more, all of you have a passion for something I will never scratch the surface of. Filmmaking, visual arts, orchestra, business, philosophy, language, and so on. I'm glad to see you just as obsessed as I am with what you love, and teachers equally devoted to you as Mr. Winston has been to me. And I'm thrilled to see what great things you will accomplish in the future. And as we move on from SBS, let us not forget our time here, but commit it deeply to memory, so that we students, faculty, and all the things we have experienced at the Stony Brook School can live in our minds forever. Thank you.
I have a question for you. What is the meaning of a class in a school full of people? When we come together for a few years only to leave shortly and go our separate ways, what does it mean in the grand scheme of things? Mr. Crane, the Board of Trustees, beloved relatives, friends, and of course family, aka the class of 2020, I would like to posit to you that the meaning of a class, our class, is everything. Picture this. It's a cool evening in late October. The day was warm and now you're in Canis, sipping on tea or ridiculously strong coffee, and working on college applications. I know, this is not the sort of trauma you would like to remember on such a momentous occasion for celebration, but at least for me, the memories of that time are fond. Not because of the late nights or lack of sleep or seemingly endless supply of supplemental essays it contained, but because of the insanely wonderful camaraderie and bonding that happened among our class in that time. I remember feeling beaten down and weary from all the work, but I also remember being lifted up by those around me. It was countless days past 11 p.m., day students still on campus, boarders trying to evade that 11 p.m. check-in. We were slap happy, singing songs and cracking jokes amidst the stress. That was when I really got to know you guys, some of whom I'd seen for years but never spoke too deeply. I remember listening to music with Nick, chatting with Emmy, reviewing personal statements with Martin, and cheering at the top of my lungs with all of you as you click submit. I remember deep conversations and profound words that kept me going when I just wanted to go to sleep. It is true that our class is incredibly intelligent. You can have one quick conversation with any senior to know that, to see their open-mindedness, compassion, and informed outlook of the world. I'm warning you now, there's no way for me to verbally do justice to just how impeccable you all are. Class of 2021, you have a lot to live up to. Good luck. Unlike other classes I've seen throughout my years of SBS, though, this intelligence and level of high achievement did not lend itself to competition. We only became closer and happier for each other. The scene during college application season is just a microcosm of the ways we've built up one another with genuine care. We started the year with Senior Sunrise. For those of you who don't know, it was an event in which we gathered with freezing cold, damp feet and a Costco breakfast feast on the bleachers to watch the sun slip over the horizon on the last first day of school. From those first smiles, blasting music, and swaying our hands wildly in the air, I knew that our class had something special. This continued through 2 class challenge victories, nostalgic Project SBS dances, wild class meetings, rewarding study sessions, insightful meet me halfways, the powerful driven senior retreat prayer, incredible college acceptances, and now even through our daily Zooms. I don't want to merely say that I can't wait to see what great things you do, because you have all already done some pretty darn incredible things. Let me reiterate that the caliber of our class is high. I am already anticipating seeing your names become household all over the world, if they're not already. Maybe colleges will start teaching the philosophies of Bobby and Mackenzie. Maybe Avalon will become one of the world's great leaders. Maybe we'll be cheering on Joe in the MLB. Or maybe you'll do something entirely different. The only given is that it is, and will be, for every single one of you, remarkable. It's more important than ever that we put our skills to good. We are living in unprecedented times. The ways of the world have been interrupted by this pandemic, and it is up to us to use it as an opportunity to utilize our vast skill sets, strong morals, curiosity, and ambition to create positive change. To be sure that what we see as unfit in the world returns to a new normal of justice, empathy, and compassion. Please don't forget the values and lessons you've learned at Stony Brook. Rather, take that character and fly with it. I know you all have what it takes. Though in this time I've seen classes and friendships fall apart, that is not the case with us. In times of crisis, people seem to either fend for themselves and break bonds, or come together in solidarity to create, innovate, and just love each other well. And from my one-on-one conversations with you all, uplifting social media posts, and robust participation in all the school's virtual events, we have done nothing but become closer and achieve this. We now have time to just talk to one another, and that is beautiful. We have risen, as Maya Angelou would say. You have all been such resplendent role models and leaders for the school, an example upon which the entire world should gaze. I cannot help but be proud of you all, and be proud to be a part of it. Thank you, faculty, for nurturing and challenging us these past 6 years, in our personhood, wisdom, and faith, becoming our mentors and friends. Thank you for making SBS my home. Thank you, parents, for sacrificing so much to support us in all of our endeavors, and still choosing to do so when it's hard. And class of 2020, thank you, throughout these 6 years, for becoming my family. Ben Franklin once said, "Tell me and I'll forget. Show me and I may remember. Involve me and I will understand." You have involved me, class, and I've learned to become a better student, a better person, a better friend. You have made me understand what it means to be these things, how to navigate the world a little better, and to lean on each other as we do. And I will never forget that. From what I've seen, I bet I'm not the only one who's had this experience. I'm going to miss you all so much. If I try to describe how much, I will probably lose it right now, even though sadly I'm merely in front of a camera and not all of your beautiful faces. I will miss seeing those faces every day, just saying hi in the hallway, or sharing your immense talents in TAS, or mock trial, or ethics bowl, or in leadership, or on the field or court, among other places. We are parting from something truly wonderful. I'm going to miss the belly laughs, the fond memories, the feeling of belonging, and the feeling of being loved by you all. So as the sun sets on our senior year, I was hoping to watch it together. Maybe we will in August. But as we view it at different times from numerous cities all over the world, know that the bond that we share will surpass any physical distance. So, we may be known as the Zoomers of 2020, or that class that had to undergo that crazy tragedy. But bring on the call to action. We can handle it. We can thrive, still rising and taking everyone with us. The intelligence and compassion we have shown displays that. We will always be the people who advocate for each other's success, happiness, and pursuit of living well. We will always be the Stony Brook class of 2020, the kids who went through hardships that will make the history books, the kids who persevered, becoming women and men with character, humor, and grace. No matter where we go, whatever we do, we have this triumph together. Please celebrate today. You all deserve it, each and every one of you. You are the smartest, kindest, friendliest, most innovative, compassionate, hilarious, ambitious, artistic, athletic, and all-around lovely people I've ever had the chance to work with and call my friends. You should be honored and proud. So, what is the meaning of a class? To me, and hopefully to all of you, it means everything. Thank you.
Hello, seniors, and greetings from Stony Brook. I'm standing on my back porch on a beautiful spring afternoon thinking about all of you. For me, spring represents newness of life, and I'm excited about all of the wonderful opportunities that are coming your way. I wanted to send you a note of encouragement during this very difficult time. I know that many of you are experiencing feelings of loss and disappointment, but I wanted you to know that you've accomplished so much and you have so much to be proud of. We love you and are proud of everything that you've done here at the Stony Brook School. I want you to know that we pray for you, that we love you, and that we expect great things from you. I know that the Lord will encourage you, empower you, and equip you to do every wonderful work that you set your heart and mind to. And I wanted to say congratulations to the class of 2020.
Seniors, I'm so grateful for this opportunity to tell you that you've been an amazing class. You've been accomplished, whether as students, athletes, musicians, artists, philosophers, mathematicians, prefects, council members. You've used your gifts and talents to bless our community, and we are a better school because of each of you. You've been flexible and resilient. Even when everything went on Zoom, you showed up and continued to be engaged. You demonstrated that it was still important to you. You continued to be a class that led the way in proving that we didn't have to be together to be together. You've learned to be accepting of our ever-changing world, and when you were dealt change after change, you proved that you could be hopeful, optimistic, loving, encouraging. I know that it wasn't easy. You've been role models to this community that when the going gets tough, which it did, the tough get going, which you did. You've been kind. In the middle of this winter, I was a recipient of your kindness. Seniors, I can't express my gratitude to so many of you who reached out to me when my mother passed away. And even though you were experiencing so much stress trying to finish out college applications, you took the time to let me know you were thinking of me and praying for me and my family. I will never forget your kindness. I suppose this message wouldn't be complete without talking a little bit about college. I am, after all, one of your college counselors. So let's talk about college. You have surpassed all expectations this year, and I'm not really talking about getting into top-ranked colleges. You worked really hard this year on telling your story to colleges, and they obviously noticed. Each of you were admitted to colleges where we believe you will continue to grow, learn, be challenged, be influencers for good, be leaders, be change agents, and in general, thrive. As we look to the future, I'm so excited for what is ahead for you. Congratulations, class of 2020. I love you, I'm so proud of you, and I will miss you.
Dear seniors, I wish we could have this conversation face to face. Perhaps while enjoying some espresso in my office or in the Monroe Lounge, listening to Oscar and Eze banter incessantly. Nevertheless, I'm grateful for the chance to share a few words on this unusual yet celebratory occasion. I would like to thank each of you for the role that you have played in my life during our shared years at SBS, and the role that you have allowed me to play in yours. More than you know, you have been a source of joy, encouragement, kindness, laughter, many times when those things were in short supply. And it has been my privilege to walk beside you as you prepare for the next chapter in your stories. You have been and will be deeply missed, seniors, and I sincerely hope that you'll keep in touch with me and with your other teachers who have invested so much and who have grown rather fond of you. I'm confident that your class will be long remembered, and not just for our current situation, but because of who you are, as talented, passionate, fun, goofy individuals. And finally, I promised some of you that once my daughter was well enough and the weather turned a bit warmer, that you'd have the chance to meet her. That seems unlikely now, but perhaps a video introduction is the next best thing. And so this is Claire, and I'm recording this message on her first birthday. She wanted to thank you for all of your many prayers on her behalf. They were heard, they were appreciated, and she also wanted to congratulate you on a job exceptionally well done. So until next time, seniors, we love you, we are proud of you, and thanks for everything.
Hi, seniors. At the beginning of this novel, The Brothers Karamazov, there is a verse from John chapter 12, verse 24. That verse says, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, unless a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit. Well, seniors, maybe we feel like a lot of what we had hoped for the end of this year has fallen into the ground. But I am praying for us that as we face these losses, we will learn to see in it new life. Some of the new life that I am looking forward to for students involves a bit of a transition for me. Many of you know next year I'm not going to be teaching English as much as I was. I'm going to be doing more college counseling, a little less English teaching. That involves a bit of loss for me. I love English teaching and will be sad not to do quite as much of it. However, it also for me involves some new life. I love doing college counseling and am excited about giving more to that. That does mean, though, those seniors, those of you who were in my English class this year, you occupy a special place for me. You were a kind of last group where I got to be the English teacher for all of the AP English students. And I want you to know that you helped make this year really special for me. You were a great class, an enthusiastic class, such a class full of curiosity, great readers, great writers. Thank you so much. This was a great year to teach English, and I loved sharing that with you. Also, students, this year was a great year to be involved in college counseling, not only because you had great results, which you did as a class, and congratulations, but because, class, you were great to work with. You opened up, you agonized with us, you shared your writing, but in the end, you showed lots of determination, lots of character, and I'm really grateful for you for that. So seniors, congratulations. You've been a joy to work with, a joy to serve. Know that each of you has something to give. The world desperately needs hopes and dreams and faith and character and determination, and you have these things. Class, I miss you. I wish we could be together, but I'm so grateful for you, and I look forward to seeing you in person whenever we can again. Know that as you go forth, I will be praying for you. God bless you.
Hey seniors, I just wanted to say a quick goodbye and thank you for all the great work you've done this year. On the first day of class, I remember saying that even if I won the lottery, I'd want to come back and teach U.S. history to SBS students. Now, I didn't know then what I do now, but I still stand by that statement. Day in and day out, I've been so impressed with your character, your commitment, and your integrity. And I know that there's a lot of negative forecasting right now. There's not a lot of hope in the future and what the world will be. But if what I've seen from the class of 2020 is any indication, we have tremendous cause to believe that the future will be better and stronger and brighter. I also know that there's a tendency to see this year as kind of a loss, as a year where expectations went unfulfilled, where we didn't finish the way that we wanted to. But I want to say to you that this has been one of the most remarkable years in my teaching career, and your class will stand out to me as one of the best experiences I've ever had as a teacher. Because regardless of the environment, regardless of the conditions, you have stayed faithful. You have endured to the end. And that's perhaps the best gift you could ever give to a teaching community, to be students who are willing to learn regardless of the circumstances. I also want to say a blessing over you. I know that times are uncertain, and it's not always easy to see what our future will be. But I know that the work that you've invested here is not for nothing, that you have laid the groundwork, you have laid a foundation for success and for flourishing, and that work is not in vain. So thank you so much for your contributions, and I will miss you all very much.
Class of 2020, you did it. Congratulations on your graduation and all of your outstanding accomplishments. You all are an incredible class, from your college acceptances to the many ways you put your gifts on display, whether it was on our athletic teams, in the arts, or certainly in leadership, in playing such an integral role to our community life. Thank you for all the ways that you've helped to make our community excellent and special in the process. Special shout outs to my 5 advisees, Riley, Tony, Wolf, Nick, and Bangje, my prefects Leslie and Will, and my head captain Arden. I've loved working and teaching with so many of you these past couple years. As you leave Stony Brook, remember to take with you all that you have learned, including some euro. Firstly and primarily, remember to take with you our motto and our mission. Remember to always serve the world through your character and leadership, looking for ways to look beyond yourselves and to continue to live excellently, as you have already learned to do here. Remember that Stony Brook is always a home for you and always to come back. We'll miss you, and we look forward to seeing you any opportunities we can. I love you all, I'll miss you all, and I wish you God's richest blessings in your next steps in college, in your life beyond, and always. Take care.
Hey seniors, it's Mrs. DiRuggiero. Congratulations on finishing your senior year. I know this graduation is different from what we all expected, but just know that we love you and we've been blessed as faculty to be a part of your lives, lived with some of you, taught some of you, and as a mom of a senior, I'm feeling it with you. And the fact that I'm gonna be, this is gonna be my last year at SBS, I understand how difficult this leave process has been for all of us. So hang in there, congratulations, please keep in touch, and know that the knowledge and the wisdom and the relationships you build here are no less important because of this crazy ending. Hold on to that. Take care, everybody.
Seniors, well, here you are at the end. You did it. Just wanted you to know that over these last 3 years, I've genuinely enjoyed being your class sponsor. I will miss you. I will miss those times of planning events. I will miss those times of stopping by your dorm on that night and bringing brownies and cupcakes. I will miss those of you that stopped by my office and grabbed some candy and just hung out and talk. I'll miss seeing your faces on campus. I'll miss those conversations over in Canis during lunch. I'll miss hearing stories about your success, about your struggles and your accomplishments. I'll miss listening to the friendship drama situation. I'll miss listening to the highlights of your life. I'll even miss listening to the lowlights of your life. I'm just going to miss you. These last 3 years, you all have worked really hard. The last 4 years, you've all worked really hard, and you've made it to this point. You're graduating, and you're going off to an exciting next chapter of your life. Please stay in touch. You guys deserve the best, as you've worked really hard to earn the best. So, I guess on these last final days, I just want you to know that I'll miss you, and I have enjoyed getting to know each and every one of you. Take care, and God bless.
A little dream of mine came true this year, something that I had wanted and hoped for since I arrived at Stony Brook about 5 years ago, and that was to teach each and every senior. And I got to do it this year, and I loved it. I loved A period and A period. You see there were two A periods, great, both of them. I love B period, I love C, D, E, and H. Y'all were a little quiet, but I loved you too. Everyone else who hears this message might think, oh, he's just rattling off the letters of the classes he teaches. No, that's not true. If you're a teacher, you know every class has a unique personality. And I love teaching all 7 sections of faith and culture. And the reason every class has a different personality is because the students in the class have different personalities. Come back to that in a moment. Seniors, I want to thank you for hanging with me this year in our philosophy classes. And I want to thank you because we ask you seniors to do something really difficult that most seniors in high school across the country aren't asked to do. And that is to open up and to poke and prod and question the way that you see your life and the world that you live in and think about God, all these sorts of questions. And you were up for the task this year. No one was like, oh, whatever. No one said, I don't need to waste my time with this. But all of you, through thinking together and talking together in faith and culture, all of you showed your thoughtfulness and your persistence, your open-mindedness, your humor, showed your friendship with each other. It was a wonderful year. So thank you. I really enjoy those conversations with you. I live for those conversations. So while I'm at it, let me just say this is an open-ended invitation, students. If down the road you find yourself learning something interesting in life about these questions that we've thought about, I would love to hear from you and to see what you've learned. Okay, last thought. This is only supposed to be 2 minutes, so here I go. Back to the idea that each of you is special. I know it's corny. I know it's mushy, but you know what? I think it's true. But the reason why it's true isn't a corny or a mushy reason. It's not what our cultures always tell us, which is that, oh, you're special because look at your SAT score, look what you have achieved, or look how good looking you are, or how great you are on the athletic field or on the piano or whatever. You are special because you are beloved, seniors. You bear the image of a God who is so vast and so great that he can have billions of children, all of whom are unique. And the world is full of glory-bearing children, glory-bearing beings like yourself, all of whom reflect some special aspect of their Creator. Seniors, you're beautiful, and we love you, and we miss you already. May the Lord be with you.
Well, here we are, class of 2020, in the middle of COVID-19 and a wild spring, trying to figure out how to celebrate 6 years at the Stony Brook School, or maybe just even 6 months, whatever the Lord has gifted you to be at the Stony Brook School. It has been the end of 26 years for me, and I'm grateful to have a chance to speak to you all for a minute in this amazing, amazing time. It has been an incredible blessing for me these 26 years. I want to remind you that this situation is not a surprise to God. He is intimately involved with every single one of you, even knowing the number of hairs on every head, it says in Psalms. This is good news. He loves you more than you can even imagine. Since I realized that my own Joshua was graduating from high school in 2020, I have been praying for this class. This year was specifically chosen for you. The Lord can bring beauty out of ashes and joy and celebration in the midst of the most difficult times. So one last time, I would ask you to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. Would you please join me in singing the doxology? Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise him, all creatures here below. Praise him above, ye heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Amen. God bless you, class of 2020.
Wow, seniors, we made it. Who would have thought? A handful of us have made it through the eras of Mr. Lindsay and Mr. Hicks and even the Cowans. We've made it through way too many essays, way too many tests, and most importantly, we made it through one of the most difficult character building moments of our high school careers, the college process. This year to me has been one of the most special and heart-wrenching years through my 4 years in the Stony Brook School, and even my 18 years on this planet. Through my year, or half year as head prefect, the prefect board, administration, and all of you have collaborated to leave what is the solid foundation of the building blocks of legacies that will become the pillars of Stony Brook School and then the world around it. In the beginning of the year, one of the primary aims my team and I had was to be intentional with our times in our special positions. Hence, this time last year, we created the ABCs of intentionality. Through authenticity, we worked with the International Council to grow events like the International Fashion Show and art exhibitions that as student leaders we were so excited to unveil to you. We wanted you guys to represent yourselves, find your roots, and be proud of them. Through events like this, we hoped you would understand that uniquely we are different, but we can work together, and with our differences, we can be truly great. Next was B, balance. As the heat of academic pressure continues to leave its marks on high schoolers around the world, through meetings with Dr. Riley and the admin, we worked tirelessly to ensure that you could cope with the academic pressures, and if not, you had the opportunity to make use of the resources. Hence, as a school, we introduced the Health and Wellness Council that helped educate students on the different pressures of life and ways you can adapt so that you can grow and thrive. As well as alongside our academic prefect, we were able to institute more stabilized peer tutoring sessions, and even when school went online, it didn't stop us. We organized standardized exam strategy sessions with organizations that we had partnered with. Lastly, C is connection. Meet Me Halfway was built to connect students with different perspectives, to be able to come into a room and understand each other and voice their beliefs in a structured setting. With the belief that to know someone, you have to understand them, we strive to strengthen our community through tough talks and difficult conversations to instill respect and virtue at the end of the day. And I believe that we accomplished all of that. But lastly, to my seniors. You guys, we have been intentional with our years here at Stony Brook, and we have indeed left a mark that will never be erased. I am so proud to be in this special class of 2020, and I am so proud to have gotten to know all 96 of you. It is indeed an honor. And although today I do not have a gavel with me, it is a pleasure to finish this academic year with you guys. Thank you so much, and I wish you complete happiness and success in you guys' academic pursuits and everything thereafter. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Hello faculty, students, families, and specifically the graduating class of 2020. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Emmy Specht, and I've had the honor of being the class president for the past 2 years. I would like to start by saying thank you to our faculty and administrators, as I recognize that the past 2 chaotic months have not just been a period of transition for us students, but one for all of you guys as well. Thank you to our wonderful teachers who worked hard to move all of our lesson plans online through the end of the year, and who continue to be there for us every day. Despite the internet problems and times that we don't realize our microphones are muted during class. Thank you to Mr. Crane, Dr. Riley, Mr. Ryan, Mrs. Detweiler, and Mr. Lingle for dealing with the really difficult decisions regarding the last couple months of school. I know that a lot of these decisions were not easy to make, as they were also not easy to hear. Thank you to Mrs. Abrahamson and Mr. Hardison for continuing to invest your time and energy into our SBS careers, and to Mrs. Liu, Mr. Struck, and Mr. Johnson for your constant support and encouragement up until the very last minute of our college process. Thank you to Mr. Liu and your team for handling the complications that Zoom and just moving online have brought to us. Also, thank you to my Vice President James Fu, and to my entire class council of Lulu, Rochelle, Ning, Martin, and Avalon. Thank you for the time and energy that you guys have put into meetings and put into the class since you got to Stony Brook. Also, thank you for your strong characters and the way that you have impacted each and every single one of us. The class of 2020 has a voice that I love. You can hear this voice while we run out onto the field after winning class challenges. And you can hear it all throughout campus, from the classrooms in Gabeline to the fields behind Swanson. This voice preaches of dedication, as Wensan works tirelessly with the International Council throughout the year, and as Diana sits as first chair violin in the orchestra. Dedication as the girls' volleyball team wins the PSAA championships, and as Riley finishes his last mile as a Bear. Our voice sings of passion as Avalon advocates for gun violence prevention all across the nation, as Martin leads and implements the first ever environmental council on campus, and as the seniors of TAS perform for their last time in Carson. This voice is intelligent each year when the seniors of the ethics bowl team bring home a new title, and as Jan, Tom, Reza, and Deanna finish 10th in the world in robotics and first place in New York. The voice of our class is kind and curious, and will continue to be so throughout all of the obstacles that we have to overcome. In class of 2020, throughout our time together at SBS, we have already overcome so much. Despite recent obvious obstacles, we've had to also overcome the couches being removed from Gabeline lobby, and the era of middle schoolers making TikToks in the bathrooms. We've all had our fair share of AP exams and college applications, but the fact that we are not all together tonight, wearing our caps and gowns and lining up in Swanson behind bagpipes hurts the most. It hurts more than any rolly backpack hitting your ankle or any injury you can get from the class challenge bouncy house. I recognize that everyone is experiencing this time differently, and I know that times are tough for a lot of SBS families. I know that for me personally at least, this does not feel like the end. But that's because I do not believe it is. I know that the voice of our class will carry on to address the overwhelming issues that our world is combating today. Yes, while we graduate during a global pandemic, we also cannot forget that our last 4 years of high school were 4 of 5 of Earth's hottest years on record, and our junior year at SBS was the US's worst year on record for gun violence in schools. Issues like these, amongst so many other multidimensional and large-scale problems, will continue to grow and continue to be scary and continue to be in need of a solution. The class of 2020, as cheesy as it is to say this, I believe that the solution is here amongst us. It is in this voice that we will carry as we continue on to be educators, doctors, scientists, activists, and global citizens. The solution is in the way that the individuals of this class care about each other, the way that Anaelle always has something insightful to add to a conversation, the way that the prefects hold the doors open for the school on Mondays, and the way that Lisa works for hours patiently on her artwork. The solution to these problems is in the values that have been instilled in us through our faculty members and the virtues that we have learned from each other. It's in the way that we will continue to be dedicated to our work and curious about new ideas, things that I've appreciated about you guys for so long. And I remember on the first day of Bear Paws this year, Mr. Ryan stated a quote from Maya Angelou that went like, "People will forget what you said, and people will forget what you did, but people will never forget the way that you made them feel." And class of 2020 is, if it isn't obvious by my cracking voice, I have felt so proud to be part of this group of insanely amazing individuals, and you guys have made me feel so at home at SBS. As I address you as a class for the last time, after 2 incredible years of serving as your president, the only really important thing left for me to say is thank you. Thank you for being there during the long nights of study groups in Hollis, seemingly endless AP Euro review sessions, and college drop-ins. Even if it was cut short, thank you for the wonderful time that we spent together. Waking up early on the first day of classes to watch the sunrise on the bleachers, running to Dunkin' Donuts before 8 a.m., painting the senior rock on the field blue, dancing in Canis during Project SBS, and every single little moment in between. But overall, thank you for the past 4 years of my life, spent with some of the most brilliant, motivated, but especially kind-hearted people that I've ever met. I know that all of our goodbyes were very rushed and quite uncertain. But if there's one thing I want you to know, it's that I am so proud to be part of this class, and I wouldn't have it any other way, despite however it could have ended. I am so lucky to be your class president, to share a fraction of this voice, and I will always be so lucky to be your friend. I already can't wait to see all of the things that you've accomplished. And I know that we will meet again. But until then, I'm thinking about you guys and I'm missing you more than ever. To every SBS community person watching this right now, I hope that you stay safe and stay healthy. So, as Oscar would say, cheers and thank you for a wonderful 4 years. See you soon.
Adetona ademide adesina. Emmanuel Olue Damelare Ajewole.
Hey everyone, thanks for a great 6 years, and a special shout out goes out to my Heckman family.
Jacob Richard Eretz. Diana Margot Lorraine M. Barbacena. Eze Victor D.K. Barra. Craig Bauman.
those who voted me most likely to be a robot at last year's class party. You were right. I've been a robot this entire time.
Marta Kathleen Bennett. Nicholas Jr. Bertrand. Tony Hanyuan B. Ian Darius Blunt. Kathleen Patricia Burke. Nu Fei Tsai. Anya Cariani. Jack Thomas Carr. Jie Chen. Seo Hyun Choi. Riley Francis Corcoran. Jack Krager. Rebecca Adams Crane. Tony Dye. Gilda Del Bianco.
I could have done something fun, but I only have 10 seconds, so I just wanted to say I'm so happy that I'm able to be part of this amazing Stony Brook School family, and just thank you for everything.
Rebecca Ann Detweiler. Hannah Lee DeLavore. Margaret Ann DiRuggiero. Julian Harrison Dubroff.
Thank you to my parents, my brother, my grandma, and my dog. Can't wait to do some more acting in college.
Uluchinere Andrea Abujalam. Rex K. Eschera. Matthew Pfeiffer. Si Hao Feng. David Nathan Freeman. Zifeng Fu. Ruizi Gao. Ziming Gao.
Hey guys, just wanted to thank each and every one of you for making my 4 years here awesome, and I can't wait to hug the life out of you when this is all over.
Brandon Joachim Chikel. Runing Guan. Caitlin Kathleen Guerin. Lin Xuan Guo. Nadia Hall. Jiaqian Hong. Oscar Hausigo.
Hey guys, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been part of my Stony Brook experience this year. I've had such a good time, I've had a right laugh, and I've loved meeting you all. You guys are all awesome, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all soon. Cheers.
Leo Shu. Yan Huang. Jordan Walker Johnson. Miles Xavier Johnson.
I would like to thank all my friends and family for making this possible for me. This is a big step in my journey.
Christopher Kang.
Hey senior class, we made it. Congrats to everybody and hope for the best wherever you go.
Leslie Kang. Deanna Caitlin Kelly. Seungmin Lee. Yeling Li. Zihao Li. Bongjie Liao. Rachel Liko Skandai. Arden Susanna Madden. Yushuan Man. Hunter Nicholas Markowitz. Grace Catherine McGlynn. Wolfgang Muller. Kelly Zhang Moore.
I'd like to thank our teachers, families, and friends for the continued love and support. We have made it so far, guys. The class of 2020 is an amazing one.
Wurla Omowunmi Abesanjo. Caitlin Olivia Joy O'Neill. Temino Bumie Nosahari Aruane. Oluchi Edeze Lusanda Ota. Samuel Harris Painter. Joshua Charles Pavao. Emma Grace Peterson. Antonio Ignacio Rizzo. Elizabeth Grace Robbins. Anaelle Nadia Rock.
I just wanted to say thank you to my incredible parents. You're the reason why I'm here today, sacrificing so much and just supporting me with love, wisdom, and guidance. I love you so much.
Finley Dean Rubman. Olua Tomesin Atelolalua Salako. Stephen Robert Cerniero, Jr. Peter David Simone. Owen Sobel. Emmy Specht. Caleb Joshua Spreckles. Sadhna Schroeder. Hannah Rebecca Stortz.
A 10-second video isn't nearly enough time to even begin to scratch the surface of how much you all mean to me. But for starters, I'd like to say that
Lu Sun. Yi Ming Tong. Su Rei Tao. Mackenzie Taylor. Pengcheng Wang. Qianqi Wang. Jialei Wei. Joseph Edward Wozni IV. Jinkai Bob Wu.
What's up, guys? I miss you all. Can't wait to see you guys in August. Peace out.
Jingtong Wu.
I'm super glad to be finally graduating, and I want to say thank you to my friends, my family, and my fellow classmates. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Jia Chong Ying.
SBS is a magical
starts, it's where love endures.
Avalon, Talia, Faye, Zabrowski, Fenster. Yushen, Jai. Jia Ming Zhang. Ji Kun Zhang. Kunyang Zhang. Jia Yi Zhou. Ji Chen Zhou. Inchi Zhou. This concludes our video presentation. We hope you've enjoyed it. We hope to see you in August when we plan to celebrate our graduation ceremony. Until then, be well and God bless.